More Marvel trucks to be revealed. COLTON EICHELBERGER is back. All of this and more is coming up on this week's edition of Monster Truck News. Starting off with the results for Full Throttle Monster Trucks in Walton, Kentucky, Predator with Alan Pizzo would sweep the entire show. For the All-Star Monster Truck Tour in Bangor, Maine, Show 1 saw Crazy Train win Best Trick, Freestyle in the overall, with Devin Winfield and Kamikaze winning Racing. For Show 2, Plain Crazy won Best Trick, Freestyle in the overall, with Crazy Train winning Racing. For Versus Monster Trucks in Saratoga, New York, Show 1 saw Greg Winchenbach in Crustacean win Long Jump and Wheelies, with Cliff Val and Virginia Giant winning Donuts and Freestyle. For Show 2, Long Jump was won yet again by Crustacean, with Wheelies being won by Perry Como in Loud and Dirty, Donuts being won by Brain and Diro in Bad News Travels Fast, and Freestyle was won by Zach Winchenbach in Lumberjack. And finally, for Monster Spectacular in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada, Show 1 was completely swept by Mike Vardas II in Overkill Evolution. For Show 2, Jason Court in Roughneck won Wheelies, and Mike Vardas II won Racing and Freestyle. Miami, Oklahoma is in the books, and what an incredible weekend of insane monster truck action we saw. Show 1 saw John Zimmer Jr. in Dirt Crew win two-wheel skills after an amazing bicycle and slap wheelie, with Joe Uri in Rockwell Red winning Racing, and Devin Jones and Barbarian winning Freestyle with this signature somersault. This would give Devin Jones a 1-point lead over John Zimmer Jr. and a 5-point lead over David Olfer going into Show 2. Show 2 would start off with Tim Jones and Tailgater getting the two-wheel skills win, Racing would be won by Jack Brown and Dozer, and Freestyle would be won by John Zimmer Jr. in Dirt Crew after an amazing transfer from the racing lane onto the bus jump. With this, Zimmer Jr. is crowned King of Miami after a well-deserved and impressive performance over the weekend. The sheer talent of Zimmer Jr. is unreal. Almost any truck he's thrown into, he manages to tear it up, being crowned the king of any given event, especially when it's not even your own truck, just goes to show how much of an incredible driver Zimmer Jr. truly is. The next show for MAP Motorsports will be in Springfield, Missouri on July 29th, with their final show being at Wheatland, Missouri on October 21st. There has been many new trucks debuting over the last couple of weeks. The first is the all-new Throttle Monster chassis, which has been running under the Jurassic Attack name with Tim Hall Jr. behind the wheel. The next truck is Relentless, which we covered last week and is owned by Chris Rogers and his teammates with the Hoosier Daddy monster truck. Last weekend in DeRidder, Louisiana, Highlight Reel Entertainment recently unveiled their newest truck, Lethal Injection, with Ricky Fowler's son, Colton Fowler, behind the wheel. The final new truck was the unveiling of the all-new Reckless Drivin' 2.0. The truck now uses a 2015 Chevrolet Silverado body with an all-new paint scheme that certainly makes the truck stand out even more than it previously did. All of these new debuting trucks are incredible, especially Reckless Drivin', and we cannot wait to see more of them out on the track. The lineup for the 2023 High Jump World Championship has been revealed, and it is certainly the most interesting lineup put together by Monster Jam. The following trucks and drivers will be competing for the High Jump World Championship this year in Nashville, Tennessee. Cynthia Gauthier in the Lucas Stabilizer, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, who is the defending world champion, Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid, Colt Stevens in ThunderROARus, Kayla Blood in Soldier Fortune, Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken, and Jim Kohler in Avenger. Honestly, this lineup is certainly the strangest out of all the lineups we have seen so far, including the next one we're about to get to. There's a lot of well-deserved spots and many questionable ones, so let's break it down first. Cynthia Gauthier is the 2019 World Champion, and Ryan Anderson, as we previously said, is the defending world champion, which makes it obvious as to why they are back in this lineup. Camden Murphy was also in the first High Jump Championship, along with Jim Kohler, who has competed in both 2019 and 2022's championships so far. Colt Stevens is an interesting but well-deserved choice, as is Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken. After many believed he should have made the main field this year, I definitely think him being in high jump is great for him nonetheless. Then there's Kayla Blood and Bryce Kenny. Both incredibly bizarre picks, especially Kayla, but both have had huge air moments, especially Kenny, but I think it was a missed opportunity for Toddler Duke, Byron Musawa, or even Tom Nance to not be in this lineup. The Two Wheel Skills Championship lineup was also revealed too, and it is also incredibly interesting. The full lineup for the Two Wheel Skills Championship consists of John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, Max D with Tom Nance, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid, Weston Anderson in Gravedigger, Tristan England in Earthshaker, Armando Castro in El Toro Loco, and Tyler Manninger in Gravedigger. This lineup is honestly incredibly strong, even more so than last year, with the new championship contenders who will be ready to throw it down to be crowned the newest Two Wheel Skills champion. Of course, the big news is that John Zimmer Jr. will be finally making his World Finals debut for the Skills Championship. Many are probably expectedly disappointed that he didn't make it into the main field, myself included, but it's better than him not being in the World Finals at all. Regardless, these World Championships are going to be incredibly interesting, and I cannot wait to see who will be crowned champion at Nashville on July 1st. Monster Jam has just unveiled the first of currently 4 new Marvel trucks that will be officially debuting in London in a few weeks' time. Here is our first look at Spider-Man in the flesh, which honestly just looks incredible. The truck features web inserts inside the wheels and just generally looks amazing. What's more interesting is the news revealed by Phil Vicinanza. In the original post by Phil on Monster Truck Collecting, he wrote, "The first look at the brand new Spider-Man truck. Bernard Light will be driving the truck in London on July 15th. Iron Man, Thor, and Black Panther will also be in the lineup. More Marvel trucks are expected to debut internationally in the future, and upcoming events will include the yearly return to Australia." This not only confirms the return for Monster Jam to Australia, as many of us probably already expected, but more importantly, that there will be even more Marvel trucks debuting soon at various international events later in the year. No ideas on what these new identities could be, however I imagine they will be based around the newest Marvel characters or popular Marvel characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Stay tuned to Monster Talk for future updates on new Marvel trucks. A few days ago, Monster Jam posted a cryptic teaser with the announcement being revealed yesterday. The announcement was about one of potentially 2 Encores to be held at the World Finals. The post reads, "Monster Jam's newest Apex Predator, ThunderROARus, will look to set a new truck jump record and sit atop the Monster Jam record books. Colton EICHELBERGER will return to pilot ThunderROARus for this record-setting attempt that will be a larger-than-life version of Spin Master's newest playset, the ThunderROARus Drop. The video also includes a render of how the stunt will look like, with it also casually giving us a reveal of the track for this year's World Finals. As revealed in the yearbook and covered by us in an earlier news video, the elevated start returns. However, this time the racing style appears to be elevated St. Louis style. This screenshot shows us that there might be 2 racing lanes, one as they come down from the elevated start, and one that they finish on as seen here. It also shows us that the Encore will feature a life-size ThunderROARus skull as seen in the original playset, which hopefully will be coming out soon. Of course, the huge news is that Colton EICHELBERGER is returning behind the wheel to pilot ThunderROARus. The question then will be if EICHELBERGER is returning for full-time competition or just this stunt. Even more so, Monster Jam themselves have confirmed this will take place before the racing competition, leaving the door open for a 20th anniversary Encore to close out the show. Regardless, this announcement just adds to the hype that the World Finals already has surrounding it, and we cannot wait to see this Encore go down. Monster Jam has many IPs that have yet to be made into real trucks, but one of the originals designed by Spin Master that has played a big part in the merchandise and virtual world may be turned into a real truck very soon. That truck is Sparkle Smash, a unicorn-themed truck that shares the same mold to the horsepower truck, another die-cast-only truck. However, the trademark for the name has been renewed, which includes the use for competition. It's important to note that all forms of the trademark have been renewed, and not solely just competition use. However, that doesn't mean the truck may not be considered to be turned into a real competing truck over the coming years. It may be entirely likely, considering how popular this truck would be in merchandise and out on the circuit. It's once again time for the Monster Truck 5 of the Week, where we get to showcase a multitude of shows and tours that are touring the globe. Monster Jam is set to run its final event before the World Finals at Salinas, California at the Salinas Sports Complex. The lineup includes Tyler Menninger and Gravedigger, Barry Musauer and Zombie, Ashley Sanford and Megalodon, Amanda Castro and El Toro Loco, Mike Christensen and Vendetta, Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack, Hunter Souza and Earthshaker, David Olfer and Velociraptor, Bailey Shea, Muscle Dalmatian, and a to-be-announced truck and driver. The Renegade Monster Truck Tour heads to Seekonk, Massachusetts, and will feature Aftershock with Kyle Seasock, Aggravated Assault with Jeff Hauserman, Be Aware with Ted Millard, Playing Hooky with J.R. Seasock, Shockwave with Billy Brockman, and Stinger Unleashed with CJ Ratu. The Monsters of Metal event hosted by the Metal Shop is back and will once again return to Delmar, Delaware. The lineup includes Hooked with Steven Sims, Illuminator with Corey Snyder, Siesta with Matt Pagliarulo, Kraken with Nick Pagliarulo, Shaker with Ryan Disharoon, Stone Crusher with Steve Sims, Toxic with Preston Perez, and 2 brand new trucks. The first is an all-new truck from the Metal Shop with a to-be-announced driver, and Michael Pagliarulo in a new truck for Team Tomfoolery. The Shady X Center for Speed heads to Shady X, New Brunswick, and will feature Anger Management with a to-be-announced driver, Psycho Pat with Pat Paquette, Rat Nasty with Ryan Como, Sabotage with Crystal Carey, Temperature Rising with a to-be-announced driver, and Extreme Jim with Jim Pigeon. Monster Truck Throwdown heads to Escanaba, Michigan, and will feature Blockhead with Darren Basil, Dirt Crew with John Zimmer Jr., Dozer with Jack Brown, Reckless Driving 2.0 with Jeremy Hosman, and Sinister with Elliot Miller. And finally, the All-Star Monster Truck Tour heads to Erie, Pennsylvania, and will feature Jurassic Attack with Tim Hall Jr., Kamikaze with Devin Winfield, Crazy Train with Triton Robbins, Miss Overboard with Deidre Ballard, Playing Crazy with Montana Robbins, and Wildside with John Zimmer Sr. And well, that is all we have for today's Monster Truck News. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.